So let us tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of elevation, just passing the team over here might finish out bright future, we can't vanish. It's 325 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, thank and fans on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. How are you doing? What a Monday morning, what a Monday afternoon or evening, wherever the time it is for you. Honestly, we've won a game.
Yeah.
Won a game.
Right?
This is the Brighton match reaction, and what a way. I just wanted that win to be either last week against Forest or this week against Brighton. One of those teams I was happy with. Tim, how's it going?
It's good, man. That was so good. Like, you can't. I love a win at the Amex. I'm never gonna get tired of it. I don't care. I mean, I watched the vlog. I saw both JC and Chairman say it was a horrible game of football. I saw some commentary on that horrible game of football. I'm sorry, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. A win at the Seaweed is always a great game of football. But even more than that, I know we'll get on to some performances. You know how much I love defensive football, Rich. And I have to say, I thought Jefferson Lerma put on a defensive masterclass. I mean, that guy's been playing with a chip on his shoulder for a while now, and we can get on to that. But man, wow. He was great. And even better, even though I do, like, generally as a person kind of respect Danny Welbeck, winding up Danny Welbeck is just the best thing you could do. Just so great. So great. So, yeah, I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's nice to actually go into work and not have anyone come chat to me. You know?
Exactly.
It has been a long time coming. Yeah, I mean, we'll obviously speak about individual performances as well as we go along, but the most important thing was just getting that win, getting that monkey off our back, you know, and there's going to be elements of it that we're going to discuss as we go along. Big up to those who are in the chat already. Please smash the like button as you come in. Apologies for the change of time. Bless them. A few things happened, but also my girls wanted me to watch the game with them again, the highlights. So I was like,
nice. Sure. You gotta take advantage of that.
So absolutely. I think it was an excuse for them to not go bed early. I'm here for it.
They already know how to manipulate dad. There you go.
Absolutely.
Well done, girls.
Let's start with some comments. Oh my gosh, Nicky's changed this to blue and red. I can't see
what the hell did he do?
Oh my
Jeez, what the hell did he do? I can't see any of that. Oh my Lord. All right. Look, there's in the
big up the dog. Big up their fans.
Hold on.
What is he done here?
We could see, like, in the if you click like the chat on the pullout, you can read them even though they're not going to show up.
I'm gonna have to do it that way.
Yeah, right. That's the only way to do it, man.
All right. So the dog says, "Love it. This is why I've been slating Pino, bring him off, and we can see how big of an impact a good attacking midfielder can make. Love the signs of flair Gassand is bringing already." Durf is saying here, Pino looks like an I'm. I think it's clear his attacking decision making is too slow for a Premier League.
Harsh.
Okay.
A little harsh, but yeah.
Left attacking midfield. Okay, gotcha.
Got it. Yeah.
So he looks like more of a 10, basically. I think what he's saying. Pino's time to improve that aspect in training, but start Gassam versus Burnley. Who's this one? Darren says here, big up Darren says, great result at the Seaweed. Hopefully now we can start looking up the league table rather than down. I'm starting to get excited about our European campaign with this team.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Pat's here. So that pass from Gassam came out of nowhere. Like, oh my gosh. The pass came out of nowhere. My goodness me.
Wow.
Leave him alone.
The strays are already coming. I mean, look, Pat is consistent. You cannot say that Pat is inconsistent. Pat is consistent.
Absolutely. Big up to the chairman, says, big up, guys, massive win yesterday, 100%. Big up Damo, says, oi, oi. Big up Colin, says, spank the scum again. Big up Eagles, 1970, says, was hoping Glasner would have been gone. We're going to talk a bit about Glasner, by the way, because I saw his post-match celebrations. He was over the moon.
Yeah.
Which is a good sign, at least until the end of the season. Yeah. Oh, saying, what's this win you mentioned? What's this? Big up Ian Briggs, and big up everyone. And Damo goes, is he colorblind? Mate, what is this? All right,
yeah.
After the stream, I'm gonna change the settings. This is outrageous.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
Let's get into it. Look, we obviously came into this game. I believe it was no win in 13.
Yeah.
And then no Premier League win in 10.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of worry. Like before the game started, Tim, what was your feelings and thoughts about the game? Would you like to have taken a point? Was it a case of must not lose? What was
no, I was all about let's take a point. Anything to get any kind of result down on the South Coast. That's what I was thinking. 100%. That's what I was thinking, because it's always a rough game. And I wasn't sure. And I wondered whether or not even though I was really rating the players who came in, like I saw that training, and they did first training for Strand Larson, and he came into the building, and the way he was interacting, speaking Spanish with the Spanish players, the Latin American players, I thought, this kid looks like he wants to be here. And second, he's going to be able to fit in here, it looks like, quite nicely. But it takes time to bed in. It takes time to learn how to play together, especially in Glasner's system. So I was not in any way, Rich, optimistic that we were going to – I felt like we would get after them and we would show some energy, but I did not think we were going to see like beautiful goals. I did not expect any synchronicity of play. So I thought it was going to be really difficult, and I would have 100% have taken a point before kickoff.
No, absolutely. I'm the same. I was like, get out of there with a draw as long as we win the next two, because those are the two home games. And then we're looking at 8 from 4 all of a sudden, Now we've got 4 from 6 with the 2 home games, which obviously on paper we should be winning. Football's not played on paper. But all of a sudden, after such a torrid time, we could potentially get 10 points from 4 games. And now be looking, right, as I said earlier, looking up the table. But you obviously mentioned the players that came in, especially Jürgen Strand-Larsen. How impressive was he? He didn't get his goal.
No.
But my God, he ran his socks off.
He sure did. I thought he was great. What you can see is the best part, he was kind of a menace to Verbruggen, wasn't he? That was fun. Watching him chase down Verbruggen, I liked that. I was having all of it. It was great. No, I'm with you, Rich. And he looks like a player who knows how to be intelligent, to bend a run, to run into space. He knows how to create some space for the players that are up there with him, which is really nice. I don't think we really got to see his hold-up play. Not yet. I think that there just weren't a lot of opportunities for that. But for somebody who hasn't been here very long, I thought his link-up was a lot better than I expected it to be. I thought it was quite good. In fact, the one where I think he should have gotten the goal, should have made it 2-0, the link-up that he gets to Munoz out on the wing, and then he makes the run right into space. I mean, that run actually deserved a finish. It wasn't the best finish, but that was terrific, Rich.
Do you think
that
it
was
wasn't
great.
the best finish? I thought Munoz's pass may have been a bit hard.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to see that on TV, But the whole idea of it, like he gets the ball, he stretches the leg, he gets a great link up out to Munoz. Munoz is wide open in space, and the cutback ball is on, and he runs right into it. He runs right onto the cutback, and you're just, I mean, that's begging for a goal, but it didn't get it. But that is exactly what I want to see.
Absolutely. And there's another part of his game that I think we don't really speak about, because it's more so Evan Gassand got the plaudits, and we'll talk about him a bit later.
Yeah.
But he was very key in the build-up to that goal anyway. You know, the ball goes forward, he wins the second ball after Munoz hooks it back in, and he sets it outside of his foot to Wharton, who then clips it forward. And then from that moment on, that's when Gassand wins the battle and we go on and score. And it's just those little bits of link-up play. There was another one when you played a 1-2 with Hughesy. I know he slid to do it, but most players will be like, oh, I'm not going to fight for that. He was fighting for everything.
For every ball.
You know,
yeah, it was great.
Every ball. And because of it, number one, it meant that Verbruggen had to go long most of the time, which worked into our favour. Number two, it allowed the rest of the team to press.
Yeah.
You know, and for us to be bold enough to press a Brighton side who are very decent playing out from the back, mind you, I think we did
They weren't yesterday. Let's say that. They weren't yesterday.
But the thing is, this is why I mentioned in it. We deserve the credit for it, because they will say,
I agree.
They will say, oh, they play poor. No, we forced them to play poorly. And I think Stan Larson, with his pressing, set the tone.
I agree with that. I also think there was a lot of pressure. Like, the thing you need to do, and I thought this was evident really from kickoff, even though I didn't think we were great in the first half. What we were good at, though, Rich, was defensive solidity, and we won a lot of second balls in both halves. We won most of the second balls, and we won most of the duels. And that, I love that so much, only because it's the minimum required, and we haven't seen it. Like, you have to be able to have enough energy to, if not physically beat your opponent, you have to be on the ball, winning second balls, winning duels, getting yourself into areas. And if you're not doing that, you're going to get pushed back over and over and over again. So it was really nice to see that. Like, I'm going to fully concede, like what Chairman and JC said yesterday. Like, there was some dreadful attacking, particularly in the first half. I think we know that, but like that fight, that energy, winning those duels is so, you can, maybe that's the point I want to make here. You can build on that, Rich.
Yeah.
If you get that and you start to get that right, and you're bringing that to the pitch in every game, you can build on that. You can get you can work on your patterns of play and training. You can get more time together on the pitch. That other stuff can come, but you can't teach effort, or I guess you can try to teach effort, but if you don't have it, you don't have it.
No, 100%. Just a few comments. Big up to Sean as well. He's here, said, oh, there's no even point in me put, Nikki, look what you've done. Nikki, I know you're in the chat. This is a mess.
What have you done?
This is a mess. Right. Basically saying these guys are the two most positive Palace fans ever. Don't get it twisted. We can lose our rank. We can absolutely lose our rank. But no, we try to be very fair and balanced. And to be fair, and I think this is the part that everyone on the channel, we challenge each other's viewpoints. We do that a lot and stuff. But thank you, though. Thank you, Sean. Who else was down there? Anthony, long time, Anthony. Hope you're doing well. Obviously, that's an Arsenal fan, by the way. And yeah, I tell you what, that game between Liverpool and City, boy, it's just put from the span in the works. But we're not going to go into that. But that's a conversation for another. What a game that was.
That
big
was
up,
a good game.
Sizwen as well. Says up the Palace. And Tim, apparently your mugs are getting bigger.
Yeah, this one was a gift, so it's not the one that I use for the for the Palace. My mug for the Palace matches is a Palace mug. This one is, I had a member who knows I like football, and he lives in Newcastle, and so he gave me a City of Newcastle mug. So, when we're not playing Newcastle, it's good. It's good. Holds a lot of coffee. It's perfect.
Big up Earth as well. He's there saying that I had a very good first game for Palace. I'm glad I did my job. You know, I'm glad I got my first assist. Hopefully I can get some goals in the bag.
You do look like Gasol, man. It was so good, man. It was really good. All we need to get you is with a French accent, man. That's so good.
I'm gonna work on that. I'll download Duolingo. And big up Monty 1964 said, I like the lad from Villa. Who, you know, I think that's a good segue.
Yeah.
Because I think this is the first time since that I can recall, there probably have been other times, since Man City at home, Glasner made a very ballsy decision and a ballsy substitution. And that in that time, it was Ebbs. He took Ebbs off early.
Right.
He was able to take off Pino. And Pino did not look happy at all.
That's good. That's what I want.
We need fire in the belly. You've now got competition, young man. It means you can't be dilly-dallying. We've got options on the bench. And that's the biggest plus side of it. He made a change early on, and within 5 minutes. Not only has he nutmegged whoever he nutmegged, I don't know if it was Howell or Kadiaglu.
I don't remember, but I know what you're talking about. He does. He just kicks it right through him and runs on it. It was brilliant.
Yeah, and then there's a nice link-up play with Mitchell on the left-hand side. He's fighting back as well defensively.
Yep.
And the strength. And I think this is what we've been lacking. A ball carrier. Because Ebbs is a ball carrier.
Right.
We've been lacking that. And he just drove forward with the ball and laid off a really lovely pass. And I'm just screaming at the TV, shoot! 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 And then he does shoot and I'm thinking, oh, it's got in, yeah!
Yes.
In his face.
Yeah. Hits him right in the neck, just exactly what he deserves. No, it was great, man. It's the thing that it feels promising. It's too early, but feels promising about Gasson is he's a big guy. He's got a lot of and what I want to give Glasner credit for is that now that this bench has different profiles of players, that Glasner makes a change that changes the profile of the team. And so you can literally affect the game somewhat tactically by virtue of the personnel you bring on. That's a new thing. We haven't seen that in a really long time, Rich. And to see that happen was very encouraging. So we'll see, but he's a very different type of player because he's big. He's got some pace. He's got a little bit of trickery. I really like there's a passage of play where he's in the middle of the park. He wins a duel. The ball pops up. No, I'm sorry. He wins the duel and he kicks it. Yeah, he kicks it. He kicks it up over his opponent and then goes back onto it and then links the play and then runs into space. Excellent. More of that, please.
Yeah. And another telling factor is what he did different to what Pino did is he played so close to Strand Larsen.
Yeah.
They were always literally within 5 yards of each other, you know, wherever they could. So the linking of play was just so much easier. And it was a very, very impressive debut from both of them. They do need to work on their Lacroix celebration because the arms were going all over the place when they were doing it and stuff. But that was nice for them to do that in front of the fans at the end of the game, which was brilliant. I think someone's trying to sign. I bet that's Nicky in the background trying to fix what he's made in the message. But yeah, I do want to talk a bit more about Glasner before we talk about like our defense was brilliant. We need to talk about them.
Yeah.
Dean Henderson, we need to talk about him and his passion.
Yep.
But there was clips at the end of the passion Glasner was showing, celebrating. There's one specific clip where he runs to Dean Henderson and it's almost as if we won the FA Cup final again. Like that, it was just like it was like they were just so. He was so happy, you know. I'm hoping. Look, there's been so much mess and there's been noise. I get it, and I've been one to say that he should go. I would openly admit that he should go. It doesn't look like he's going. Hopefully, we've built enough of a bridge to just kick on for the rest of the season. Now, I'm going to throw this out to you and the chat.
Okay.
Do you think there's a possibility he changes his mind?
No, I don't, and that's okay with me. Um, I I think he should stick to what he said because it does seem like Daichi is not going to renew. That's okay with me
That
too.
one did. I was like, oh no.
I know, but that's okay with me. I understand that we knew what we were getting with Daichi, and we knew, and now I am back into the. I'm very optimistic after what I saw yesterday, but I'm also very realistic. Glasner is going end of the season. Daichi's going to go with him. I understand that. I have no hard feelings. I think you should stick to the plan, and that's fine. We're going to sell some players during the summer. We're going to reset for a new manager. Fair enough. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. What I want, and the only thing I care about right now, is you are fully committed. And I think that
Yeah,
Daichi, we could talk about Daichi. I thought he played well when he came on,
we did.
but I think we're going to get 100% from Daichi and 100% from Glasner till the end of the season. And if that's what we get, Rich, I'm fine with that. I
Yeah,
don't I don't need him changing his mind. I need him to stick with what he said, show some integrity, and I'm going to say I'll be grateful, especially if we end up winning the Europa Conference League, and thank him for all that he has done
yeah,
and let him move on to his next job. I'm fine with that.
absolutely. Millsy in the chat mentions like 105K will be off the wage bill. Go get yourself a Hayden Hackney. Hayden Hackney's quality.
Yeah, and he is
He's a
quality
quality
for
player,
sure. Yeah, absolutely.
and
Absolutely. Yeah, and we are going to I mean, look, there's going to be some big sales during the summer.
oh
Munoz is
gosh,
going to
yeah,
go. And you know what? And if Daichi is going to go, here's the thing, Rich, and I will throw this back to you. If you want to comment on what you think about whether Glasner should or could stay, I don't think so. But if I had to prioritize, I still, as much as I would like to see Daichi, he's in his 30s now. It's
yeah.
okay if he goes and he moves on. We have another player in their 30s we haven't talked about very much yet, but between the two, I want Jeff Lerma for at least one
One
more
more year,
year. And
yeah.
and the reason why is because I think David Ozo is the natural successor to Jeff Lerma, but I think he should have a year, come back from Derby, have a year under him,
I
learn
agree
from
with that.
him, and then, okay, then we move on. But I want one more year of Jefferson Lerma.
Yeah, I think so. And what another good segue there. What a performance for him yesterday. I mean, you know what? The whole of the back line,
Yeah, for
because there
sure.
were some crucial blocks. There were some like great areas to block crosses. Um, I mean, I must say, when they decided not to start Welbeck, I felt relieved because he's an absolute nuisance. He's generally a nuisance, but it obviously worked in our favor, and they were stellar. They were stellar.
They really were. I mean, even all of them really. I thought, and I know we'll have a conversation about this with Dino, and I want to have the conversation with you about him and the captaincy. Boy, Max was terrific. He was so good. He was so good yesterday. He was outstanding. Including the block he makes early. Richards was fantastic, except for he makes one dumb mistake on lets the ball for Matoma bounce,
Yeah,
but then he clears it.
he
He lets
recovers.
it,
Yeah,
like he sees it. It's a mistake. He clears it. He makes that mistake and then he makes up for it. But he was terrific. But of the three of them, Lerma
Lerman is
was
sensational.
he was a destroyer. He was everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, that I don't know what Glasner did to piss him off and put a chip on his shoulder, but man, I've never seen a player who looks like he has more to prove
yeah,
than
massive
that
point to
guy.
prove. Yeah,
It's
no,
incredible.
absolutely. I think what has also happened, knowing that Daichi's coming back, is like I need to fight for a spot because naturally Adam and Daichi will be the midfield two, and then it goes Hughes.
Yeah.
So he's saying, okay, I'll take that centre back spot, no problem. And it also gives us the opportunity to just ease Riyad back. Just really ease him back. You know, granted, Lerma's
Takes the
passing needs
pressure off
improvement.
Canvo too, by the way.
It does. Like Lerma's passing needs work, but everything outside that is passion. And you know what? I don't know if it was a Glasner thing or whether Lerma and Munoz decided to do that, but JC called me yesterday and he said, watch it back, and I did. He goes, Lerma, whenever Mitoma had the ball, swapped with Munoz.
Oh, yes. JC mentioned it. Yeah, say more about this.
So it was kind of like a tactical thing where obviously I think they still believe Munoz isn't 100% fully fit. And
Yeah.
plus, when you look in the first half, Mitoma did slightly get the better of him. He managed to get across him with his left foot. I think from that moment on, anytime Mitoma had an opportunity to get the ball 1v1, Lerma just went on the outside to be that 1v1 defender and have Munoz cover. And I was like, oh, snap. That's clever.
Yeah. No, you know what? I did not notice that, but it is very clear. That is interesting. He was terrific. He was everywhere. He made the most interventions. He was winning tackles. He was progressing the ball. He was baiting well back. He was outstanding.
And I can put comments back up because there we go. Thank you.
Yes, there we go.
So much better.
Much better. Much better. Okay. So, but yeah, he was outstanding. And I think we do know it would make sense that that's what's going on because you can see, I think the most obvious thing where we know that Danny is not fully back, like he's back, but he's not fully back. The diagonal to him is just not on. It just isn't, not yet. It's coming back, but the diagonal that we've been doing, forever that he can run onto, nobody yet has any faith we can pitch that out into the middle of nowhere and he can go chase that down. He doesn't have it yet. The leg isn't there yet.
100%. Michael Parker saying here, Pino passed too slow for me. It was not as good. It was not a good game.
No, it wasn't a great game for him.
It wasn't a good game. And I'm one of those ones who I felt that he's been hard done by. I think for the general consensus of how he's played and stuff.
Yeah,
he's been chucked in obviously as the Eze replacement. And there was one stat that was released, I think last week, that his expected assists is like 9.
Yeah. Now, how much of that do you think, Rich, is due to JP just has been absolutely profligate and unable to finish?
Yeah, this is it. But when you saw him yesterday, as much as he didn't have the best of games, Strand Larson just offered a bit more. It's a pass down the line or a pass to bounce it and stuff. I think Michael's point is perfect. Pino just needs to speed up his game. He slows it down to try and find a perfect pass, and then the perfect pass doesn't happen, and then he looks bad. Where Gasland was like, all right, I'm getting the ball, boom, impact, drive,
just direct, go. Yep.
So I think if Pino gets that under his belt, then I think things will, be a lot better for him.
Yeah, they'll improve. Yeah, that's a fair point. I also think that speed is, I would also categorize with that decisiveness. There are too many times where I see Pino get into an area and I am screaming at the screen for him to shoot, just to put it on frame so that we can get something. Like, at least you have a chance. Like, the ball bounces into the wrong area and you might get a scrappy goal. And there's too many times where he doesn't do that, which I hate that I'm bringing up this player's name, but that has very strong Edouard vibes to me. And I don't want him to get labeled in that same, because you remember that, like, Eddie's a great technical player, but for the love of God, the man would never shoot.
He would never run. He would never run either.
And he wouldn't run either. That's true. But he'd get into an area and he's just like setting his feet. And we're like, just for the love of God, shoot.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So there is some of that.
100%. Big up Alex says here, big up EF. Yeah, let's not overhype Lassand as a replacement, just like we did to Pino. Both of them together makes for something that is closer to Eze. Yeah, I think the thing is, and we're not overhyping him, but we can tell that Villa fans were slagging him off.
Yeah, and I think that
But
was a bit unfair
yeah,
on
but
on
I just
Gasson for
we
sure.
always felt that he fitted our system a lot more than
Yeah.
this current system anyway than he would have at Villa. And when he said, "I was always meant to come here,"
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
said
It was
that,
interesting, wasn't it? Yeah.
I was like, "That says it all." That said, he
Yeah, it
didn't want to
does.
go Villa, you know.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed we get that over
It
the
does
line as
say it
well.
all for
Yeah,
sure. Mary is right though.
yeah,
We
I
are
was going to go
very
to
quick
that.
to judge,
We
and
are.
not every. I mean, and the Mary's spot on about this. I still really rate Pino, and he is, I think, one of the most creative players we have on the pitch. He
Yeah,
still runs into great areas. He still gets into good positions. He's still capable of scoring goals. He's going to be fine. He's going to be just fine.
absolutely, absolutely. Nikki saying here, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Yes, please. That would be very helpful. It gets the algorithm going. I think there's a new feature called hype as well.
Oh.
Hit the hype button as well. I don't know what it does, but you know, anything to get the channel to larger content. Sizway, honestly, I have typed in Brighton fan channel on my YouTube to look. I've only seen 2 videos. I'm annoyed. Where are they? Why are they hiding? I need
Why are they
content.
hiding?
I need content. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I've seen our vlog. Go check that out if you haven't seen it, because Dan is hilarious in that, by the way. I've seen Tristan's vlog. Go check that out as well. I've seen Back of the Nest live match reaction. I've rewatched the watch along with Tim and D. I'm here for it. Brighton, release your content. I
Yeah.
need to see some tears.
I
I
need to
need
drink
to
some
see
tears.
100%.
Need to drink some tears. Yeah. No, it's very funny. It is true though. Man, have they turned on Hertzler. Oh my goodness, man. They have turned on him. But you know what? It's time for them to admit. It's time for the seaweed to admit, whether you want to admit it or not, seaweed, you're in the fight. You're only 8 points above the zone. You're in the fight. I know you don't want to admit it, but welcome to it, son. Here we are.
100%. 100%. Dean Henderson.
Yeah.
I believe you asking me about the captaincy.
Yes, please. Tell me what you thought about his reaction. I have a hot take, but I want to hear your reaction to his reaction.
Right. First thing first, regarding the captaincy, maybe because I'm an outfield player myself, I always tend to prefer outfield players being captains, mainly as well because they're now the only ones that can speak to refs. And that can play a pivotal point in decision making. Yeah. Unfortunately for Dean, he's not going to be able to run out of his goal to challenge a decision the ref has made. I don't know if there's a rule that allows the vice captain to do that if the goalkeeper's the skipper. I don't know. But we kind of lack that element. Mm-hmm. You know, as much as I think he's quite ratty, Bernardo Silva is excellent at that role. He's so good at it. Like, he's always chirping in the ref's ear. And next minute he gets a decision. You know, and I think it's something that we're lacking, you know. And that's why I personally would have had Max as captain. Now, was he not made captain because of the Glasner decision, which means Max might be gone too? I don't know. Mm-hmm. You know, it could be a fact. I don't know. But that's not to take away from Dean Henderson's performances, by the way. As much as I prefer an outfield player as a skipper, Dino yesterday was superb. He was demanding in the box. He made a great save late on, which I thought was a foul on Strand Larsen. So I don't know if they would have gone back and checked that. But those knee slides, I'm here for it. Absolutely here for it.
I am too. I am here for the knee slides. I'm here for him kissing the badge, firing up the crowd. And he always does that. He turns to the crowd and he gets them going. He's like Mateta in that way. But here's the other thing. I was with you as you really want an outfield player because you want, for the reasons you said, to talk to the ref, but also somebody who's out there. And as you're moving forward and you're getting things, if things are too slow, if somebody's being rash and stupid, you can come over, you can grab them and say, like, hey, here, look, focus. This is what we're working on. Or if you want to change it for a few minutes, hey, you get everybody around you and say, this is what we're doing. Next 10 minutes, this is what we're doing. And you have an outfield player that does that. Like, okay, having said all that, I think Dean Henderson, I hesitate to say this because I'm not sure it is true, but it feels true to me right now. Is there anybody that is more protective of the dressing room and the club right now than Dean Henderson is? To me, the answer is no. And especially if the rumor is true, where he just was having none of JP's antics and essentially said, you can get the hell out of here right now. And just for the purposes of protecting the team in the dressing room, that feels like a captain to me, Rich. So
that
on the
tweet
one
he
hand,
put out saying after Forest, that the environment's just so much better now.
Yeah.
That is telling.
It's very telling. So and Mac, I can get to that. Mac is asking me why I support Palace. I can get to that in a second, but I want to follow up on this because it relates to your question about Palace. This is a very special club, and we are a community club with a very tight-knit community, including those of us who have, and I am very grateful for this, been welcomed in from overseas to this community. I think this community is so important to this club. How it's rooted in South London is like, it's so vital. Like it's really is the heartbeat, and it's so deeply connected to the club. I find that super attractive. I do not want some other stupid global brand. I love that about this club. I think it's one of the things that's just magical about Crystal Palace as a football club. But that does demand, it also requires, I think, a very special responsibility that the manager, the owners, the players all have to they got to understand there are people that care deeply about this club and are really sacrificing for this club. And so if you get the wrong people in, it can cause a lot of damage that we can't overcome with money. We can't just do that. So, I like the way Dino is asserting himself for that reason.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not even just the whole Mateta thing. I think as soon as that came out, everyone knew, we know where you're going with this, Dino. But even just how he speaks to the media and the press, and he's very encouraging. He says he loves it. He loves the environment. The amount of time he's there, just, handing the chest, kissing the badge and all of that. He loves it. And I think it's also because, unfortunately for him, he's been passed around a bit. He was a Man United goalkeeper, constantly loaned out. And it's almost as if no one wanted him.
Yep.
And then we said, you know what? We'll have you.
Yeah.
And we've stuck by him. And I think he's appreciated that aspect of it as well.
I agree with that. Remember what he said too when he came in. He said he told the manager, I'm paraphrasing here, but he told the manager, I am here to he said something like, I promised the chairman that I am here to win a trophy. I promised the chairman I'm here for that. So he's been all fired up. He's been all in since the beginning, even though, and I'm in that group, Rich, I thought, we got Sam Johnston. What are we doing paying $20 million for this guy? I was in that camp. And then you fast forward, we sell Sam Johnston to Wolves for $10 million. and we've got this guy for
Yeah.
10 million pounds. That looks like one of the bargains of the century.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. The beauty of winning the game, Tim, is that
Yep.
you can all of a sudden prop yourself up the table. We have gone from being 6 points from safety, from the relegation zone, to 9 points. But we're now also, if memory serves me right, 5 points off eighth.
It's pretty good.
With upcoming games against Burnley and Wolves. Now, I just want to ask you a question because, like, there's been a lot of media talk about Palace and they're in danger of going down and stuff. And you know what? To be fair, there were a few concerns. Yes, we were in the relegation battle.
Of course. Yeah.
We've now gone above our so-called rivals. Are they now in a relegation dogfight?
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I'm having all of it. I actually don't want them to go down because I want us to keep, having that fixture every season. But do I want them to suffer on the way? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm having all of that. No, and it was a little bit exhausting, but you're right. There was something. It felt a little overdone, and I feel like this victory sort of to reset the narrative was great. It just is. It's a way to just like get that monkey off our back. So here's my other question for you, Rich. Do you now? I mean, you have a deeper squad now, and the games will start coming. Not soon, but come March, they're going to come thick and fast again. And God willing, we will get through Zrinski Mostar, and then we'll be in the final 16. And then we are going to have two-legged ties in Europe.
Ties there, yeah.
And they're going to be some tough ties. So if you are Oliver Glasner right now, are you saying, look, we'll try to get as many points as we possibly can, but the priority here is we got to get the trophy. That is every time we play a European game, our strongest side is out for the European game.
That's what I want him to do. Like, obviously, I think we got to make sure first. So this is why the Burnley and the Wolves games are massive. I'll put my hands up and say I was expecting a point from Brighton. So not that I want us to drop points, but if we were to draw against one of those two teams, which I don't want, by the way, it's kind of just we've flipped the table around in a sense, where we are expecting us to draw against Brighton. We get 6 points from Burnley and Wolves. I think we can officially now say we're safe.
I think that's right. Yeah, yep.
Now I'm like, Premier League, if 12th is where we finish, that's fine. We like being home.
Yep.
Go and attack that Conference League with everything we've got.
Yeah, I agree.
I want that trophy.
I do too. Because, there's so many things that come from that. It would be glorious to, as a recruiting
get back into the Europa League as well.
Yes, because we deserved that in the first place, and we got screwed out of it by that joke of a so-called. I mean, John Textor did what he did, but I've had enough of him. I'm done with him, and I put that squarely on him. Although Paris deserves some blame too. Anyway, I want to fix that, but even more than that, Rich. Like, I know that Glasner's going to go. I will happily see him off and thank him for what he did. But the next manager, can you imagine that recruiting tool? Say, like, look, we're going to sell some players and you're going to have a lot of cash and we're going to do some really good recruiting. And we've got some established attackers that we're going to work with. We're buying Evan Gisson. We've got a bunch of other players and we think we can build something special here. And we are going for the Europa League. Come here and help us do it. What a recruiting tool that would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want that. I want
honestly,
that.
I want that complete. I want it so bad.
Me too.
Like, I mean, look, we've gone around it the hardest way possible. That's the Palace way. However, we could use that to our advantage where we're known, like, Because obviously, if we get through then it's going to be Mainz or Larnaca, is it? And then I think after
I think
that,
so.
it's
Yes, I think that's right. Yep.
and then I think after that, it's the quarterfinal, and that could be Strasbourg. So it's going to be done the hard way, but maybe that's going to suit our style, where teams may come out at us, you know. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, please, I just want that Conference League trophy.
I mean, yes. I just it's just it would make such a difference. And can you imagine, with a manager who leaves us and says, like, I got you 3 trophies. And we'd be like, thank you very much. We love that you got us 3 trophies. You're the best. We love you. All is forgiven. Now go away. Now let's get our next manager in and build on. And the next manager, I think, Rich, has to be somebody who is, I don't want a Liam Rossinier type, because I'm a little bit unconvinced with him on Chelsea. But what I do want is somebody who's going to look at the 6 players, 6, by the way, that we have in the championship loaned out right now, and says, like, okay, what is my plan to get those players into our squad? And what is my other plan to get these great under 18 players? Like, I want a manager that is not just going to the recruiting team and say, hey, you guys just figure it out. I want a manager that says, like, I see what you've got here, and here is my plan for those players. So these are the types of loans I want you looking at. Like, I want a manager who is that deeply involved.
No, absolutely. So there was one here. Mac, it's a Tim question. But I'm trying to hold on, bear with me. I don't know if you put the question earlier.
Mackie, it's Earth saying, would I like Southgate? Oh, I don't think so, man. I don't think so, Earth. Like that, look, he's a program. Like, so here's the benefit. He's a program builder. Here's the downside. I have never seen Southgate build a team that inspired me in any way whatsoever. And that we've had enough of that. And I think one of the drawbacks we saw, tell me if you agree with this, Rich. One of the drawbacks we've seen under Glasner is that we have moved away from players that used to be, we would classify as chaotic, never know what's going to happen, get you out of your seat, Crystal Palace players. Yannick Bolasie, Wilfred Zaha, Michael Elise, Abere Eze. Like, as maddening as they can be, they scream Palace, right? They just do.
That's our DNA.
That's our DNA. And that's kind of gone. So I do need a manager who understands that that's in our DNA and is going to build something that incorporates some of that crazy, but in a structure that will really work for us. Because what Glasner did is build a structure that, really made us solid, but maybe soaked some of the creativity out in the process.
Absolutely. They're saying, I want Zidane. Pat said,
don't we all?
If we got the Zerbi,
that would be madness.
The scum would be rattled.
They would be, they would be out of their mind.
Arteta or Pep, they would do well. You're saying when a manager doesn't want to settle for mid-table.
Yep.
Unfortunately, this guy's got Newcastle, in my personal opinion. That whole Saudi move just stunk of Newcastle.
Yeah. I think you might be right. We only delayed the inevitable of him going to Newcastle.
He put a question in, why did you support Palace?
So I already told you part of it. The other part of it is, which is very personal to me at the time. So this is like 5 years ago, and I was going through a really dark time and rediscovering who I was. And I had just forgotten how much I like football. And at the time when I started looking around the league, and it gave me some joy in the middle of a really dark time to just like get reconnected. And when I discovered Palace, it felt like it fit. It felt like it fit for some reasons that I think would be familiar to you. It'd be like, this is by no means a perfect club. This is by no means a club that you follow for glory hunting, but it is a club that was on its deathbed and was doing the work to get better and come back. And I do feel like we followed this very strange parallel path as I've tried to rebuild my life. I'm getting emotional now. That I feel like we've traveled on that journey. And so it's felt more connected to me. And I have to say, it's been hard because, my, I am connected. My dad passed away in September, and we were always connected over to the NFL. From baby size, I was a New York Football Giants fan. And they've been dreadful recently. They have some history though. They got a good coach for next season. They are also the red and blue. So there's just something there. And I really wish, and I miss it. I wish I had been able to introduce my dad to Palace. There's something there. So I don't know. It just feels very familiar. Like the minute that I encountered the club, it just felt very familiar, very personal. And it felt like a journey that was right. It just fit. And the other stuff I talked about too, like I can get global, American sport is filled with global brands, community clubs. And what's unique about the English pyramid, totally alien to most of American sport, with the exception of like some areas of the country in high school football and college football, some, but not all areas of the country. That's changing, by the way, for the worse. You have really a super league structure in college football in the US, which really sucks. That's terrible. So it is unique. And these clubs that are like Palace's size, or like you could go down the list. There's other clubs that kind of have our look and feel. Those are precious. I think they're precious. I think they're important, and they're unique to the structure of world football. And I think we have to preserve it at all costs. This is why, by the way, I'm so insistent, Rich, that I do understand there's going to be life after Steve Parrish at some point, but I fear for the life after Steve Parrish. I do not, under any circumstances, want an oil state or a fucking hedge fund. No, thank you. Like, let's get, even if it's an international Palace fan, just give me somebody who cares deeply about the club. Give me that, and I think I'd be okay with it. You know what I mean?
No, we get you. You know what? We're going to wrap the show up with that. We are going to wrap the show up with that. First thing first, obviously, this is me hearing your story for the first time, Tim. Obviously, condolences regarding Dad. But
yeah,
what I see of you, Tim, and whether here, whether back in the nest, that passion that you're talking about, you do it. That's you, and the energy, the commitment, the passion, and then the positivity. So to think that obviously that's your story, and that's where it's brought you, kind of like in sync. That's beautiful, legit. And like I've always, like from the first time I heard you speak, I said, I like this guy. I like this
that
guy.
Doesn't always happen. That doesn't always happen.
And that's why I said to the rest of the team, I was like, whenever we can get Tim up, we have to, And that's why we always happy to just say, listen, if you're free, join, because you bring such a positive and calming influence to proceedings. Don't get me wrong, I've seen you lose your head.
Yeah.
And I've seen you call people pagans. But what I want to say, just to obviously wrap up the show, is we generally, and I'm sure the chat feels the same way, just appreciate who you are. Thank you for even being transparent about what you've just said and what you've gone through. You're an amazing guy, Tim. Legit.
It's too nice. It's too nice, Rich. It's an
honestly,
amazing community.
Honestly, and you're right. The community, the Palace community, I don't care. It's the best community out there. It is the best community out there. You know, even when we have our little tiffles and disagreements, we just say, it's all right, we'll just get on with it. You know? and I love it. And I love that for us, and I love that for you as well and stuff. So honestly, Tim, keep standing strong, man. You're a top guy.
Appreciate it, Rich. It's great stuff. Love being here. It's always like the chairman says, you know, always up the palace. Always up the palace.
100%. Guys, we'll leave it there. I won't be back tomorrow because I've got I'm so busy Ofsted stuff. If you work in schools, yeah. But tomorrow we'll have the match preview for Burnley. Wednesday we'll be at the game, so fan cams for Wednesday. Thursday, most likely match reaction. And then we have a bit of a break. Why? Because we're out the FA Cup.
Well, at least we get resting time.
We get some resting time. Now we'll use that time to think of any other stream ideas that we may have. I mean, speaking to Dan, we'll probably try and do a manager weekly.
By the way, have we done a wellness check on Dan after his performance in the vlog yesterday? We need a wellness check on Dan. It was so. I mean, I love Dan. It was so good, though. It was so good.
Honestly, Dan is so. Oh my gosh. He should not change.
You know, it's great. He should
not change. Thanks for that, Chairman. That's a good point. You know, it is a 7:30 kickoff on Wednesday, not 8:00. Not 8:00, which is normally midweek time. Guys, like the stream, subscribe if you're new and stuff. And you know what? End the stream and then click back on the stream, and you know there's a comment section. I want us to put "Love you, Tim" in the comments. Let's see how many of those we can get in the comment section, guys.
Man.
Honestly, Tim, you're a legend. Everyone, up the palace.
Up the palace.
End the stream. Here you go.